Hey, what's up? It's December 20th, 2019. Day after you know who's supposed to have been in court and find out his fate as far as what they were going to do. But of course, they've been quiet, so they're still trying to figure out what lie to come up with. But as you can see here, it's very cold this morning. Snowed last night a little. It's about 20 degrees here in Fairport Harbor, Ohio. But how is everybody doing today? This is Adam from Adam Knows. We're going to talk about what has happened, or what I should say hasn't happened in the past 24 hours. That was supposed to happen according to Mr. Hellcat, or Kitty Cat, I should call him. Mr. Lion Cat is really the main thing I should have called him. I mean, we've been going for this for what, since November 20th, Whistles of Lies and Antics. Talking about what hasn't and what has not happened. Let's recap. On November 20th, he claimed he was raided. The lie detector determined that was a lie. He was never raided. He was never approached by the police or anything of that nature. He then claimed his sites were taken down and seized by the feds. That was proven to be a lie. The feds didn't seize his sites. He took them down himself, whether he was ordered to do so in a cease or desist or on his own. But the FBI never seized the site. What's next? His car is being taken away. His cars were never taken away by the feds. If anything, they were just moved, whether he moved them himself or as far as the ones he actually owned. Now, during this whole thing, we found out that most of those cars weren't even his to begin with, which was mainly the high-end exotic cars, the Lamborghinis, the Uru, and some of the other high-end stuff, the GT63. They were never his. That's why we found out he had the fabricated Jersey temp tags on him. Not so much hiding from the cops or anything, but to hide the identity of who really owned the cars. That's why they had the fabricated Jersey tags on them. Any 5-year-old with a computer can make Jersey temp tags. That's been a big thing with Jersey and the outside areas. That's why no information ever came up with them. And then on the cars that did have plates that pulled up information, they belonged to other people. Most noticeably, a gentleman by the last name of Schultz came up many times during the search of vehicles. So that's why we know he had the plates hidden. More than likely, those cars were taken back by whomever the owner was. Or in this case, because he knew he was losing money, the one cars that belonged to him and his family. The reason why I say him and his family, because a lot of those cars still weren't in his name that did have plates. They were in other family members' names, most notably Letitia, I think the name is. Going from there, he posted up the video footage of the raid that was supposed to have taken place on November 20th. But first we found out that the video was altered and an additional audio track was added to it to insinuate the 3412 raid at that address. Only to even find out even further that, according to the 25th District Police Department in Philadelphia, no raid or no assistance by the police to calm the public took place on that day. So the video footage that he's shown didn't even take place on November 20th. It took place definitely at the 110 Ontario Street, but that was more than likely for something else where somebody was detained, as you saw in the videos if you looked further. His claiming of his original address being raided, clearly not true. Again, we saw that in the video footage. Even taken so farther as to do things such as post a screenshot of his bank account from his phone app. One thing I don't know a lot of you guys know, and you can try this at home, when you have a phone app for a banking account, you can't take screenshots of it. It's impossible. They do that as a security feature for a reason. So we know that was fake. And then the fact of having $5 million in an account and then showing as pending, it doesn't show as pending. It shows as gone. There is no dollars pending if your money was seized by the feds. It was simply zeroed out, and it would say zeroed out. So that was the other lie we called him in. Now, the question why he did all this, we'll never know. I mean, our only assumption is he did it for gaining numbers for his YouTube channel. I don't see how somebody who claims to make all this money needed donations. And while he's taking money from all these people, and this is what cracks me up the most of you people that were giving him money, you got your own bills to pay, you got kids, you got all this stuff, but you're giving a stranger on the internet your money because he's talking about, oh, how he needs help, but at the same time he's telling you he's not poor like you're poor. Stuff like that. So I never understood that. Me as a grown man, I'd never come on social media or much less the street asking anybody for money. I got mine. If I lost it, I know how to start over and make it again without having to come to the masses and beg them for $1. That's some fuckboy shit. I'm sorry, that's the only way I can call it. And then another thing with the fans I noticed, especially it's mostly younger fans that did this. I compared you earlier to Trump supporters. The reason why I compared you to Trump supporters earlier was because of the fact you'll know the facts at hand are a lie, but you won't care. You're more fascinated by the money, the cars. You basically live your fantasy life through watching this guy instead of going out there and doing it yourself. You got to get out of that mindset. I'm not telling you who not to like or who to dislike. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be an adult enough to acknowledge when something's wrong or something doesn't make sense, so you don't look like a fool defending a person, and you don't even know the facts. Some of us have been around the block, some of us more than others. Most older heads will tell you as soon as they saw this, they knew something was wrong because they've experienced in one way or the other, and they know how it works. So it's not about being a professional, it's not being super intelligent, it's not built being super smart. It's from experience. Not every experience is going to be the same, but there's still a guideline as far as how things are done when they are done, no matter how minuscule the details, no matter how petty you might think it is, no matter how silly you might think it is for people to point this out. We're doing it for a reason. More to protect you than to expose them, so that you don't get caught up, you don't make wrong decisions, you don't go off trying to emulate what they're doing. The fanaticism, I call it, is real. It's very real, as I've seen in these past few weeks. I've had people come onto my channel and just cry and whine about the pettiest things, and then soon as Omar puts out something new, here you come running. Ooh, he's got a TV interview coming in a few days, only for that TV interview to be canned and put on the shelf because the TV station finds out that he's a fraud and they don't want nothing to do with him. So you can forget about seeing that CBS footage of that interview that he thought was going to be his nail in the coffin to shut everybody up, because they looked at it and said, it's all bullshit. We don't care how much you're paying us to be on our station. We don't run with lies like that. So that's why the newscast was put down. Same with this last video about the court number. I didn't even have to lift a finger. So many people already pulled up the federal dockets with the court number he gave. Throughout the United States, no court cases in his name in any way, shape, or form, outside of people with the same last name going back to 2012, I believe, had federal cases for minor things, nothing criminal, more like civil cases. So with all of this information stacked up, and you're still believing that the guy's telling the truth, that this really happened to them, it's not so much as far as what does that say about me bringing it up. It says more about what does it say about you for still believing that crap. Wake up, folks. We got to do so much better with this instead of running with what celebrities say and taking their word on a whim. You can still like a person and not believe a word they say. There's a lot of people that I like, but most of the things they say go out one ear. It goes in one ear and out the other. I'm sorry, it's early morning. I'm tired. I'm old. So it takes me a minute to get my brain going. But anyways, I'm sure in the next few days we'll see something from him in some way, shape, or form. He'll pop back up with some crazy excuse or some new crazy forgery or something. Oh, that's the other thing. Through all of this fakery and fuckery, there is one thing he did that he put on video that will get him in trouble. He forged the name of an FBI agent onto a document. Now, it's one thing to just have the document and just scribble it out and put it on video. It's another thing if you have the document and you submit it. That's a crime. It's a federal crime. But it's a bigger crime to have created the documents, put an agent's name on it, and then show it for the world to see. You guys have no idea how much trouble he could get into if somebody really pursued that. I mean, I'm not going to go tell, but I'm just saying, if they got wind of it, who knows what could happen. Then he could really be in the trouble he was talking about. But that's a story for another day. So, again, folks, in the future, and he's not going to be the first person I speak about that I see on YouTube. I see a lot of bullshit on YouTube from people that fake floss. Biggest thing I see right now on YouTube is people going to car lots, talking about they're buying this car. Next video, 2 videos later, where's the car? Oh, whatever. See, stuff like that doesn't have to be. You gotta live a real life. You can't be on here faking it just for likes, I guess is the word. Social media isn't that important to me that I feel that I have to do all of that. That's why you don't see me on here like every 5 minutes. I mean, I had somebody the other day talking about, look at my background. That's why you're living the condition you are. I don't know if you realize my background is my workspace. On that shelf is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of inventory. These aren't empty boxes. Here, let me show you something. This is computer equipment. We build computers and stuff. So in these boxes, if it's not product for sale, it's product for test. So here, let's see. I have another channel, which I've neglected, but I'm going to correct that soon. Hold on for a second. Oh, while I'm doing this, you guys hear that? You don't hear it? Exactly. That annoying fire alarm. Finally had the guy come over and fix it. So no more beeps in my video. Oops. So what you see here, I got thousands and thousands of dollars worth of inventory sitting behind me. So I don't know why they say that stuff, like I have a failed business. I think they're saying it just to make themselves feel good or something. I don't know. But there's no failed business here. As a matter of fact, there's a new video I just uploaded a little while ago showing how I make my money and how you can do the same thing. Speaking of which, I gotta finish up a computer, even though I'm supposed to be on break now. I usually shut down after a certain date. But today, one of the other things we do These are dummies. We have a location where we do CPR training. So we'll be doing classes today, throughout the day later on. That'll be in another video as far as what we do. But check out the video I just posted. You'll see the box for it pop up on the end. Basically, going into 2020, there's no reason why you can't make the money that you see Omar make, that you see all these other guys, people make in their videos. I'm going to show you how to do it. Subscribe to the page or to this channel if you do want to learn. I guarantee I promise to help anyone and everyone that wants to be helped, no charge. It should be uploading. Let me see if it's done yet. Yeah, by the time you see this video, that one will have uploaded as well, and it'll be ready to go. So enjoy it. If you got any questions, don't be afraid to ask questions on that video. I recommend it. No question is too stupid. No question is too menial. If you don't know, you just don't know. That's why I'm here. Check it out. Enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Take care.